It's Nemo Nation, a show that moves as fast as American transportation. So buckle up, because here we go.
Another rapid-fire half hour coming up here, Dave.
Yes,
the Rideshare Guy is driving us, and I want you to do the honors of introducing him.
Well, it's great to welcome him back, Sergio Avedian. He's the Rideshare Guy, and you'll find him there at therideshareguy.com, and that is where you will see the Show Me the Money Club of podcasts, too. So a lot going on there. Sergio, welcome back. How you been?
Good. Thank you for having me back again.
Let's just kind of jump in here, by the way, and one of the things that is happening in the rideshare space, it's happening in the trucking space, it's happening in all aspects of society, is the autonomous vehicles discussion. And look, everybody keeps saying it's going to be here, it's going to be here, it's here tomorrow, and then it's not. At some point, though, this conversation will begin to accelerate, and I was just kind of wondering if you can give us a 30,000-foot view of where we are in regards to autonomous vehicles in the rideshare space, and at what point do people who actually make a living doing this have to start thinking about how they're going to go about doing it in the future, and what does that future look like? There's a lot to unpack there, Sergio. Sorry to dump all that on top of you. Take it any way you like.
It's
okay?
only Monday.
Yeah, it's only Monday.
No, no worries. So let's start with autonomous vehicles. Actually, I just wrote an article for our blog. So Waymo is the leader, let's say, in autonomous vehicles in the country at the moment. They are in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, in Phoenix, in Austin, Texas, and Atlanta, and they're testing in Boston, and now they're about to launch in Denver, and they're about to launch in Seattle. So they're coming. I mean, there's no denying that. And we have a great partner in a company called Gridwise. They do nothing but analyze data, so shout out to Gridwise. Their data analysis for, even with limited scale of Waymos that exist at the moment, that the rideshare driver earnings specifically in those cities are down between 8 and 12% already compared to nationwide earnings being up about 8%. So these things are coming. These things are going to have a major impact on people who drive for Uber, Lyft, etc. The other thing is Waymo is not the only one. Tesla is testing their robocabs in Austin and San Francisco. They're about to come in Los Angeles. Well, albeit with a safety driver, but I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out and get there. There are many other companies like Zoox is testing. Aurora is testing. There's just endless companies testing this. So this looks like to me the future of transportation. And if you have not been in one, if it's not in your city, and if it does show up in your city, please get in one and test it out. Give it a run. The other thing about, you mentioned correctly, trucking, there are a lot of companies working on that aspect of the business, specifically long-haul trucking, when these trucks are on the highways, that there isn't much really to do other than put it in cruise control and go. Truckers are the lifeline of this country. They do supply, they actually make the supply chain work. How's all this going to work out? And last but not least, look, it's Monday. I don't want to be negative, but this is the future. And if you do look at how AI is already affecting newly graduated college kids or college folks, the unemployment rate in that group is twice as high as the national average at the moment. So there is a massive shift, massive, headwinds for a lot of folks coming up, and hopefully we can address it as a society.
I wanted to ask you, and again, I'm kind of making a list of dumb questions already this week, Sergio. So don't take offense. Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm sure this is going to sound bad. If you're in a city downtown, you've got heavy traffic, you've got traffic lights, so you're not going to have anybody going over 20, maybe 30 miles per hour, usually 20 or less in the downtown central business. Okay, so if you get into a driverless cab, and if it gets into a crash, it's pretty much if you're strapped in, you're gonna be okay pretty much. I mean, it's a crash and there may be some injuries. Are those cars allowed to go out, say, on an interstate?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. Actually, they have been testing in Los Angeles on our freeways, and most of our freeways are gridlocked anyway, most hours of the day.
Right.
They have been testing on the freeways in the Bay Area, in the Los Angeles area. They're even doing airport pickups at Phoenix now, so they are testing and they are learning. And the funny thing with these Waymos is that they're continuously learning and mapping while they're driving. So at the moment, Waymos were only in the warm weather area cities. If you notice, it's like south of certain limit, basically, where there is no snow, there is not that much rain, right? San Francisco, Los Angeles, Austin, they're all southern cities, Atlanta. Now they're testing in Boston. They're testing in Philadelphia. They're actually launching in Denver in about a week or so. Well, what do we get in Denver? We get snow.
Yeah.
What do we get in Seattle? We get 300 days of rain, right?
Oh, yeah.
Watch the first test will be canceled due to snow, right?
By the way, Sergio, the first year I lived in Seattle, they had 323 days of rain. We got to the end of the year, and they said 323 days of rain. So they're going to places where people for a long time thought they couldn't go. They're getting there, by the way. And Boston has a double challenge. Not only does it have the snow, but it has Boston drivers in it, too, as well. So I'm wondering how fast they'll figure out that situation.
Got some badass pedestrians.
You know,
I've been in a dozen of them in Los Angeles, and periodically, not like one after the other. I kind of give myself a couple of months at a time, just to see what the difference is every couple of months, right? And the improvement is immense, okay? The first time about a year ago when I got in one, it wouldn't pick me up where I was standing like an Uber or Lyft would do, because it doesn't break the law. It does not go above the speed limit. It does full stops at stop signs, and it doesn't break the law. It doesn't pick you up at red. It doesn't pick you up at fire hydrants or bus stops. Well, I took one a couple of weeks ago. That thing made an illegal U-turn in the middle of the road, and came and picked me up right where I was standing, right? So they are almost now driving like we do, actually, humans do.
Wow.
I mean,
that's the last thing we want to hear, ain't it?
Yeah, they're doing everything I'm doing, and they're still doing it better than me. And the thing is, they don't get tired. They don't text or, whatever else we do as humans in cars. And, supposedly, well, not supposedly, I mean, the National Highway Transportation Association already declared them about 70% safer than a human driver. But look, this is the future of transportation. The problem that I'm seeing is there are 4 million Uber drivers and 1 million Lyft drivers in the U.S. alone. There's 5 million people earning a living doing this. And I'm already talking to all my driver communities in the cities that these autonomous vehicles exist. They're already complaining that they're not getting any trips, because what is happening is that Waymo is going on the Uber network, let's say, right? They're making an exclusive deal with Uber, and Uber is feeding these Waymos all the trips, as opposed to feeding the humans, because the algorithm has a choice to do so. And, it's going to be a problem. Look, I'm not going to deny it. It's going to be a problem. But then I'm working on certain things, such as putting an autonomous fleet together when these Tesla robocabs come out, and buy a bunch of them and have the driver communities involved, actually invest, because my background is in finance. I was on Wall Street for about 30 years. So put something like this together so the driver communities can have skin in the game, as opposed to just be left out.
Sergio, we gotta end the segment. I tell you what, when we get you back on, which will be sooner rather than later, let's talk about, as much as you can, since it sounds pretty proprietary, let's talk about models of how to profit in this upcoming sea change in regards to transportation. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Sergio Avedian is the Rideshare Guy. We're thrilled to have him on here on